Westside Gunn has just been kicked out of the WWE, a longtime fan. Now, I just want to say how this can be a lesson in loyalty and respect. We don't have to play this. I just want you guys to hear basically the context of what happened here.
What's your name?
Mark Brenner.
Mark Brenner kicking me out of Monday Night Raw, my $5,000 seat. For no reason. All these people in here.
Westside Gunn posted this on his Twitter account, or X, shall I say, where he was getting escorted out of the WWE, and he said that he paid for his tickets. He spent over $50,000, he said, for these box seats. And what's really also ironic about this is that it was in his home city of Buffalo, New York, where he was kicked out. Now, he went and had a rant on his Twitter feed where he's basically stating that he's been a longtime fan and that he feels that the WWE kicked him out for racism because they don't want to see a black man entrepreneur who has money enjoying himself, and also sent him a cease and desist letter as far as him promoting the album covers and rap references. I don't know if they went that far as rap references, but they definitely did tell him to stop using the wrestlers for pictures of his album covers and everything. I just want to say that, men, this is something that we need to take notice of for loyalty, because it seems that he's been loyal for a very long time and supporting the WWE, and clearly they've seen him at the shows and we're always cool with him being at the shows or the events, shall I say. But now all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We've taken enough of your money. We don't want you anymore here. We don't like your kind. He said, nobody has spent the amount of money supporting the brand, blah, blah, blah. I just want to get to the good part. Where does he say? He was threatened to take everything out of his music, which he only did to pay homage, or his whole catalog would be demolished. And everybody knows how hard he worked coming from Buffalo. He says, I even just went viral for spending $50K on sweets. This is the part right here, if you guys see this part right here. He doesn't say the name, but he says that he tried having conversations with one individual because he's causing all of the unnecessary cases. And to be honest, he hates seeing a young, black, successful entrepreneur that could afford those seats and have to watch those chains dance across that screen to the point Monday Night Raw starts at 8 p.m. He was kicked out at 8:03 after spending $5K for a seat plus travel and hotel in his own city for absolutely nothing. So this makes me wonder, are they racist? Because that's almost, if I had to say, that's almost what this tweet from Westside Gunn to me is implying here, is that possibly the WWE could be racist. When's the last time we've seen a black big time wrestler? Oh, you're gonna say The Rock. I don't know if The Rock really counts. Isn't he Samoan? So I don't know if he really counts for that one. Yeah.
You got that one guy, that rap duo. I forgot their name.
Yeah, it was like, there was like kind of like thugs. Yeah, but they were like tag team. They were like
Prime
a tag
Time.
team duo. I think there was a tag team duo.
Yeah, they were a tag team duo.
They had Bobby. They were popular, but I don't think they was up to the.
Bobby Lashley wasn't with Raw. He was with Extreme Impact. What were they called?
He was on WWE before.
No, you know how WWE got SmackDown, Raw, and they had the one on the Sci-Fi Channel. That one,
ACW.
Yeah, they had Sandman, Bobby Lashley. They had all these other guys on there. But this is very disappointing, though. This is just sad in general.
You could say
like low key.
No, it was Crime Time. It was
Prime Time. Prime Time. Prime Time. Shout out to the wrestlers out there.
And shout out to the dude. I think one of them, he passed away, but rest in peace to him.
There's black in him, but still, I think he really represents Samoan, which is cool. But I wouldn't necessarily go and say, oh, The Rock is black. We need to take a lesson in this. We need to be careful of who we do business with, who we shake hands with. This is a trait that Westside Gunn obviously was not picking up on. He should have done his research. He should have done his homework. Yes, that's great, man, that you watched the WWE growing up as a kid and you loved it. I get that 100%, and I completely understand you. And for them to do this to you really hurt your feelings.
I forgot the most important one, Mark Henry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
like-
all of them were popular, but I don't
No, I'm
think
talking
that-
about the black.
yeah, but there was
wrestlers.
like as big stars like
Mark Henry was big.
as The Rock or
Oh
Steve
no, as
Austin.
yeah, oh yeah,
There
no.
wasn't-
But that's only because The Rock took his wrestling hype outside of wrestling. He went to do movies. He went to go. A lot of other wrestlers just stay with wrestling. They don't go do nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like what's his name? Kane apparently became like a mayor. You know what I'm saying? By the way, he's a mayor here in Tennessee. By the way, if y'all didn't know.
I understand that.
Kane?
But
He's the mayor in Tennessee. Which city? I know it ain't Nashville. I know that.
No, it's not Nashville. It's not Nashville. I'll look it up. I'll show you.
you should have done your research and, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, understood that they not like us. And now he says that he will no longer work with them anymore or whatnot. It's actually hilarious how the guy came and kicked him out and he's like, "What's your name?" And he told him his name straight up. "Yeah, I'm the one kicking you out. Get out of here. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you spent. I don't care how famous of a rapper you are. That means nothing to me." Didn't Kanye? Didn't everybody already say this, man? It don't matter how much money you make. You're still a nigga.
Still a ninja, bro. That's a reference to the Jay-Z song.
Yeah.
And this might be in another topic for another video, but we could discuss the racism clearly that goes on in America and American culture still to this day. And if you don't agree with that, just go to Twitter or X. That's all you got to do. Just go there and you will see the racism.
Yeah, they're pretty
blatantly in
blatant
your
on there.
face. You see,
Twitter is
they-
pretty brutal with the racism behavior over there. Like people just have no filter on that platform.
Yeah, they really do. They be talking crazy over there. But that's because Elon allows it. He's like, man, when did people couldn't speak freely? But then now that the radar's on him, oh, you can't say certain things, Trump, because we ain't friends no more. That's crazy.
They discreet that a little bit on other apps. But on that app, you see the racism right there. I also believe that the way Westside Gunn carries himself is also probably what got him kicked out. I'm not saying that you have to dress in a suit and tie to enjoy yourself. I just prefer to do this somewhat on this channel because I want to hit a different thought process here. That's why I'm dressed in a certain way.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels. He talked about that. He talked about as black men, we got to present ourselves in a more professional way, even when it's not. Even now, mind you, we have never put on a shirt and tie while we were doing this, but something to think about. I understand where these guys are coming from when they talk about that.
I think that whoever runs that organization or whoever's in charge probably saw him a lot and saw that the gold and the grills and the mouth and that teeth and the chains that he's rocking and all tatted up. And I think he might have tattoos on his face and all that too. Just that whole street etiquette, that whole street thug mentality. And there's a lot of kids that watch this show. So whoever it was, the powers that be were probably like, you know what? He's a little too close to the camera and I don't want to see that N-word on camera anymore. Somebody obviously made a call and made that decision. More importantly, their kids are watching the show and they don't want their kids to see that on camera, is what I believe is what happened. And it got to the point to where we don't need your money. Who cares if you spend 50K? Who cares? The whole rant that Westside Gunn did on Twitter too was not a masculine trait. What he should have did was take that up with the owner. Now I get it. You want to let it be known to social media. And who knows? Maybe in certain times and places that is necessary to do. In this particular situation, I feel like he should have saw this coming before it happened. They didn't just decide to kick you out yesterday or whatever day it was. They've probably been plotting on doing this for a while. They decided.
I gotta say, he's really making a lot of good points here. And that's what inspired me about this video, man, is myself. I grew up with wrestling. I watched wrestling. I'm mainly an anime guy growing up, but I was like 50-50. I used to watch wrestling too. And it's just one of those things where it's like you appreciate their organization so much to the point where people talk about, oh, racism is dead. It's not dead, bro. It's still alive. And the thing about it is, if you look at the president of this company or the presidents of this organization, you'll see exactly what the hell I'm talking about. And it's just one of those things where they're okay with us spending money, and it's crazy because he's had multiple album covers with these guys and paid homage to a lot of the older wrestlers when it was like WWF and all that. And I'm like, what's the problem now? Like, why is it a problem? Like, y'all trying to rebrand or something? Y'all trying to clean y'all image? Like, we've seen a whole bunch of different personalities on WWE. It's not like
WWF wasn't even a kid-friendly show anyway.
Exactly.
Like, even though this, like I said, these companies always trying to promote kids on their platform. So if anybody who's younger seen like the stuff they did on their show, it's like that stuff was never kid-friendly to begin with.
Exactly.
The way how they talked on camera, the violence they portrayed on there, like none of that stuff is kid-friendly. If, let's say, assumingly they're trying to say because they have kids they don't want to see it, maybe it could be for I guess his image as a rapper or whatever, but the image that you guys put on the WWE ain't nothing kid friendly either.
And the other thing that I like that he brought up is the whole, we got to be careful who we invest in. I agree with that. This would make me never want to participate in their shows, nothing like that, because this just goes to show when problems arise, they show their true colors. You never know how somebody is until you're in a certain situation. WWE is loved by every race, every group. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are involved in it. But just to think that a rapper who's invested, who showed it through his own bodies of work, through his own personal financial situation, they want to threaten that for petty reasons, which is just like, it just goes to show, bro, you can't just willy-nilly support these people like that. You just can't. But growing up, you're not thinking that. Growing up, you're not thinking like seriously, racism is taught. It's not something you grew up with. It's something that eventually you learn. And this is one of those things where when you're watching this, you're not thinking about that. You're just seeing the cool wrestlers. You're just enjoying the moment of everything that's going on. But then as you get older, well, you got to pay bills. You got to start investing. You got to start adulting. That's when you start to realize how deep the racism actually is. And this is what y'all been doing. So you basically were used as pawns, basically to promote y'all product or promote y'all stuff. But then the moment we're no longer useful, we don't want to be a part of we don't want to be affiliated with you, which I find very effed up. Also, we're gonna stop it here. I'm going to read an article that basically breaks down what happened. So, the real reason this popular star was kicked out of WWE Raw has finally been revealed. Westside Gunn is a huge wrestling fan and was kicked out of a Raw episode in Buffalo, New York on November 4th at 8:03 p.m. Despite spending $5,000 worth of tickets, travel, and lodging, the Griselda Records co-founder then posted a lengthy tweet about that experience, saying that the kid in him was heartbroken, and this all started when WWE threatened to have Westside Gunn remove content from his songs for allegedly using the company's intellectual property on his records. Now WWE's explanation of having Westside Gunn kicked out of Raw has been unpacked in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which I will post in the description, by the way. The report first clarified that the rapper was removed from the premises in March, and not November. In addition, the sports entertainment giant's issues with the 43-year-old artist actually began when he displayed a large portrait of Ted DiBiase and Virgil in Times Square without the company's permission. Hold on. Yeah, we got to get permission. We got to get the permission, bro. That's crazy. Like, why? like as if nobody else posted stuff about wrestling before. What's the problem now? As part of the release of the third installment of Hills Have Eyes, even though the $1 Million Man was flattered by the move, it was noted that it still doesn't warrant Gunn to use WWE image. Moreover, people around WWE were allegedly not thrilled with Gunn's people posting on social media, saying that the SummerSlam was boring and that they were sleeping the whole time. So, also, going back to, obviously I'm gonna put this in the description, but apparently now he's back with AEW, which is, was it, All Elite Wrestling. So that's good that he's still able to watch wrestling just in a different company and being able to support the activity that he loves. But WWE is such a big organization. This is like the NFL, NBA, bro. To be casted out like that is just crazy to me. It's just like for little to no reason.
We gotta realize a lot of these companies are very sensitive when it comes to anything mentioning about their name brands or property, because like they're willing to put a cease and desist on you for any type of reason, even if you put like a reference to them, especially if they feel like you can gain some monetary gain by using it. Because it's crazy. I understand it, but at the same time, it's like you guys are such a big organization. People who like it are gonna make some type of reference of it. And as to me, just to go out petty, it's not like they was like making merchandise of your stuff and then claiming it as their own. That'd be different. But him just showing a picture or referencing it, I don't know why it should. To me, I don't know why it should be much of a problem. But like I said, companies out there, they don't want you mentioning or touching or putting their products out there and display like that. The things that they think they own
By selective individuals.
So
because they don't hold that energy for everybody, I believe. I don't think they do. But yeah, we just wanted to give a video on this because, like I said, this appeals to me. Like I said, I watch wrestling, so I can only imagine to have invested over thousands of dollars into this and then to be told you can't even come back. That's why I said we need our own associate. We need our own stuff, bro, because like I said, at the end of the day, nobody's bigger than the system. As long as you're not at the head of the system, you can't say what goes and what doesn't. And that's the problem in our culture. I feel like we uplift other people's empires and don't uplift our own. We need to start uplifting our own empires because this is just not right. Because imagine how they would be crying if the shoe was on the other foot. Ultimately, yeah, that's what kind of inspired me to talk about it. That's all I.
Man, that's not much I have to say about it. A lot of companies, when you feel like you have a good relationship with them, they can always do a 360 on you. So you always got to be mindful that your relationship might have a brief expiration date.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna just leave it at that. So if you guys have anything you want to say about the video or opinions about it, please let us know. It's greatly appreciated. If you guys want to support us even more, it's greatly appreciated. We have our merchandise and link in the description box. You can check it out. And if you do get it, please let us know as well. So once again, we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell if you haven't already. If you guys have recommendations or feedback, let us know on our social media. Comment down below. We'll see you guys in the next video.